For generations, we have lit the darkness with the fires of our faith.
Even though the Genestealer Cults or GSC still don't have their 9th edition codex yet, and are probably the weakest faction in the game at the moment, bringing a detachment with your Tyranids can really make a difference. In general, GSC are quite complex to play and requires a good memory to remember all the data sheets you'll have in your list, but you don't need all that complexity for them to complement Tyranids. The units aren't very durable, but they are packed full of tricks, so let's dig into what makes them good. To complement Tyranids best, you'd want to consider a minimum sized detachment and not sink too many points into the GSC side. Also go for a minimum small unit style. They're going to bring some great psychic shenanigans, great defensive abilities, some key GSC tricks. They're an ambushing army and glass cannons, so don't forget that. The cult infantry aren't really good for holding objectives. They're basically guardsmen with a T3 5+ armor save. And don't focus on deep strike for offense, consider it more for secondary objectives. And while there are lots of creeds available, just use Twisted Helix because it's the best one. The armor is actually really fast. Acolytes can move 15 inches with Twisted Cult abilities and the Clamorous. Also have special charging abilities with either Psychic Powers or Strats. Genetic Lineage for 1 CP or Psychic Stimulus for Warp Charge 6 gives you advance and charge. Because of 9th edition terrain rules, you need to hide behind terrain, not in it, otherwise you can be targeted. But with their speed, they can still surprise by running through and jumping onto the enemy. The army isn't that good at shooting, so don't waste a lot of points on that area, and it's actually not why you're bringing them to complement the Nids anyway. However, if you did want to do some shooting, focus on hand flamers where possible, as they're great because of the weight of dice. Mining lasers are okay, but won't be as impactful as you'd think because they're wasting AP on things that have invuls anyway. Take some grenade launchers perhaps, as they'll always do some damage, and don't bother with demo charges, too expensive for what you get. Consider having a Kellamorph just because of how good they are for character shooting, but also think that once it's done its job, it's likely to die. Melee is really where GSC is at, and they've got some great weapons. Rock swords are the best thing in the codex, take as many as you can, as the AP -4 is so powerful. Rock drills cost a little bit extra, 5 points more than rock swords, and are good because of the reoccurring damage after the wound has been delivered, so you'd be surprised what they can actually kill. Hybrids also get rending claws, very familiar to Tyranid players. Now to some of the key abilities. A really good one is Mass Hypnosis for Warp Charge 7, and that's enemy units within 18 inch, can't overwatch, also will fight last and a -1 to hit. This is most potent when you think you can get a blob of Tyranid Genestealers charged and into the enemy alive. Mind Control for Warp Charge 7. Pick an enemy model within 12 inches, roll 3d6 and equal or beat their leadership. You then control them and you can either shoot or fight. As a model, they can target their unit or any other units in their army. This is really powerful if you can consider targeting a single big killer unit, like a Knight, a Telemon Dreadnought, a Relic Contemptor, that kind of thing. A perfect ambush for 3 CP. This is such an expensive strat, used to be used all the time, but now really give it some thought whether you use it. And this is for a unit arriving from ambush. They can either move D6 or shoot in the movement phase, and they can still shoot and charge as normal. The Santos Assassin gets this strat for free. Saving the best for last, the Cult Ambush ability. This is for infantry and bikers, and you can set up in ambush or underground at the start of the game. Setting up underground is essentially just deep strike, and units can set up anywhere outside of 9 inches from the enemy models. But more importantly, the ambush is their speciality, and you use ambush markers or blips instead of the units, and you put them down in your deployment zone only. These blips stay hidden, and you don't need to decide what they are until they're revealed. There is even a strat that allows you to move the blips. The point at which you decide what unit to place is when you actually reveal the blip. This is either done at the start of your movement phase if you go first, or the end of the opponent's movement phase if they go first. Blips can't be attacked and will screen from deep strike. This is super powerful because you can decide what goes where based on the circumstances of the game. Also, when you reveal blips, you can get a little bit extra movement. This is especially so if you have a unit loaded into a transport. You can use the length of the vehicle and disimpart from the furthest point to gain even more ground. Now let's build a basic GSC detachment. Simplest start is a Magos, perfect character choice for 85 points. You can manifest and deny 1 psychic power, also allows a nearby cult unit to deny a power, and for a 15 point upgrade or 1 CP in game, you can actually have an additional cast in a battle. You'll want to keep this guy alive just so you can do Mind Control and Mass Hypnosis. Now for troops, just go for Acolyte Hybrids, take a number of small units, consider Hand Flamers and 2 Rock Swords, or perhaps even a Rock Drill depending on how you intend to use them. And with the new Codex leaks just come out on Warhammer Community, they're gaining an extra toughness, and a potential D3 destroyed models back each turn. From this detachment, you're going to get good deep strike protection. You get GSC utility units for secondaries. They can deal some damage given the chance. They can safely get a blob of Genestealers into melee, and Mind Control something big that will do some damage. Loads of ideas there. The GSC Tyranid combo is a proven combination in tournaments. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it and how it's worked for you, and otherwise, see you again soon. Bye.